quickest way with a new LLC to get business credit. This is Samantha. I am a financial expert and help companies build their business credit. Like and share the video, subscribe the channel. One of the largest problems that entrepreneurs face, if not the biggest problem, is not whether or not they have a solid idea or a decent support structure. In actuality, the question is not even whether there is a market for the products, services, or services that they offer. Having enough money to launch a business, maintain it, let alone grow it to the next level and enter the next income category, is the largest problem I've seen entrepreneurs face. Once more into a scale-like format. I bring this up because I'm sick of watching business owners fail despite having the correct ideas and the right intentions because they don't have enough money. So in this video, I'll go through a crucial method for getting 0% interest company capital utilizing your own credit. That's accurate. Depending on how you organize it, you will receive no interest on the cash for a period of 12 to 18 months. Now, I want you to consider what $20,000 in money could accomplish. What may $50K be used for? How might financing of $100,000 be used? Is that being truthful with yourself? I can't speak for you, only you can respond whether it would alter your circumstances and the way you now conduct your business. This particular query is one that is frequently posed, and it can be phrased in a number of different ways. You'll understand what I mean once I deliver it to you. The first question is, how long must my LLC have been in operation before I can apply for business financing? And the second question is, can I get business funding if I just opened up my LLC? This is essentially asking the same question in a different way. The answer is yes, and I'll give you an example. I had a good friend who had just opened up a lock at the beginning of October, to be precise, on October 2nd. He launched the business on October 2nd and October 3rd, and I'm going to follow in his footsteps by using investment of up to $65,000. In this video, I'll demonstrate how he accomplished it precisely. You could be thinking that he must have been operating a different type of business at this point. No, is the response to that. He must have brought a lot of money to show the bank, I suppose. The answer to that is no, since stated income is used instead of needing to use tax returns, which is totally different. I'm going to offer you the first thing you need right here because without it, the remainder of the movie would be meaningless. And I don't want to drag you along. Instead, you can work on this first and then return to the video. Therefore, if you don't have it, watch the video first and then return to it. Or if you choose, you can finish watching it so that you at least know what you require. The first requirement is that you must have a personal credit score of at least 680. I've observed banks, particularly if you know that things are getting tighter and tighter, as they may have been last year when banks started to get a little bit stricter, and you could see that creep into the 77-10. However, a decent general rule of thumb is that your personal credit score should be between 6 and 80 in order to start a conversation. Now that I am aware of your likely question, I can say with certainty that this funding will indeed be personally guaranteed. Before I move on to the next stage and the next essentially piece of advice, let me just emphasize that you should never be afraid to personally guarantee something just because everyone else so that you can get company lines of credit without doing so, or that you can get credit by using your EIN. Or your social network, which I teach. You have visited my channel. On that, I've got a complete master lesson. Some of my students, I teach that. But one thing I often stress is that even if receiving finance means your company won't survive, you shouldn't hesitate to do it. Therefore, this will work rather than me having to wait 6, possibly 7 or 8 months to be able to get business funding through my EIN without having to use my social security number, because that is a process to build up you still want to use and your personal credit to personally guarantee something. This is especially true for those who, like me, approach business with the mentality that it's all or nothing. I've planned my approach. Since I know what it takes to launch this firm and how not to overextend myself, I don't mind personally guaranteeing something. Therefore, even if I had access to $30,000 in money today, I would only have $3,000 to spend on these particular things, maybe even to employ some help or start some sort of business. You should kind of bear that in mind while you apply for some of this financing then. Nobody wants to start a business with the mindset of, oh my gosh, whatever I get all this cash, if I fail right. You want to know how much of a risk tolerance you have, as I said earlier. That's just a quick aside, but the second thing you should know is that since claimed income will be used instead of actual income, you are not required to have actual tax returns or to provide evidence of them. This is the reason why my acquaintance, whose LLC was just a few days, weeks, or months old, was able to secure money. Because the store is a new startup, he cannot produce any tax returns. Thus, he had a credit score of 680 or above. He did, but he only used his declared income, which means he could demonstrate how much he currently makes from his employment, from a side business, even from a third source, depending on the kind of credit line you're seeking for. If you base your decision on declared income, you can also base it on predicted earnings, which will be more of a projected revenue sort of product if you had $60,000 or even $200,000 in investment, similar to what we talked previously about how it would affect your company. If you personally guaranteed it going forward, would it really matter what effect it would have on your business and how much money you might have been missing out on? If you responded no, you could be eligible for anywhere between $20,000 and $200,000. Is that what you heard? $20,000 to $200,000. Additionally, it will be a revolving line of credit, which means that several lines of credit will be reported on your credit record. One interesting aspect of this is that if you have an LLC, so you are aware of the LLC, your personal credit is unrelated to what you are approved for. So for example, if you have $100,000 in funding and use $80,000 of those lines of credit that your L created for you, your personal credit won't be impacted by that utilization. This means that if you still decide to buy a house or a car, it won't have an impact on your DTI. You're wondering what else? Your credit profile must now appear as such. Again, you can set up a consultation, but in order for you to know and grasp this, and perhaps if you want to prepare for a call with us, you must have at least 2 years of credit history, which implies that you must already have some kind of credit card that reports to your personal credit. You can't have a credit utilization rate higher than, say, 20%. Your credit card balance is 30% or less. We might be able to use it. If it's higher, you'll want to pay it down as much as you can. In addition, you mustn't have more than 5 or potentially 6 hard inquiries on your credit report in the previous 6 months. As with anything else, you must also have made no late payments in the previous 12 months and maintain a clean credit report, which means there must have been no collections, bankruptcies, or charge-offs in the previous 12 months. If you're still interested, give my team a call so we can talk more about how we can assist you put up your file over the coming weeks or months and how we might possibly point you in the correct way. You are welcome to do so, and I'll put the link in the description. If you appreciate this information, you might like to click the subscribe button. I appreciate you stopping by the next time, and if you like what we have going on here, you'll love what we have going on there. I'll see you all in the following video, everyone.